So yesterday I was watching YouTube, and it's a podcast that I check out on YouTube from time to time. It's called the Pivot Podcast. And first and foremost, shout out to the Pivot Podcast. Got three brothers, used to play in the NFL. You got Ryan Clark, Shannon Crowder, and Fred Taylor. Got together, man. They put together this podcast. It's called the Pivot Podcast. It's pretty dope. I would recommend you to check it out. They have different guests on, and they have some thought-provoking conversations that I feel are pretty dope. But yesterday, specifically, they had, or might have had them on a few days ago, but I just checked it out yesterday, the episode where they had Anthony Mackie on. And he was talking about, or they were asking him about his recent role of playing Captain America. And it was a good conversation. But one thing I want to point out is, and I'll put a link for the video in the description of this video, and I'll timestamp the points that I'm speaking about if you don't want to watch the whole video. And I recommend checking out the whole video. It's pretty dope. It's a pretty good conversation. But if you don't have time to check out the whole video, then I'll put the timestamps in the description of this video of the moments that I'm talking about specifically, so you can go check it out. But so Anthony Mackie was bringing up the fact that that we lie to our kids and basically telling them that they can be whatever they want to be in the current state of the world, or whatever the case may be. And that hard work doesn't necessarily pay off, and that success is given. Like, the people in power will choose who they want to succeed and who doesn't succeed, or whatever the case may be. And then also a little later on in the video, Ryan Clark chimes in to basically add a little bit more to that, and to just basically piggyback off what Anthony Mackie was saying. And he was saying that, basically agreeing that to some degree we are doing our kids a disservice and lying to our kids by telling them that they can be whatever they can be, when really it's based on what they have the potential to be. And that being black, you have to work, or being a minority in general, you have to work 2 times harder, or much harder than the majority, in order to get on. And I just want to speak on that real fast. And it's not that like they're wrong in what they're saying. That is how it's been, and like how it is at this present moment. But I want to challenge us as leaders and as people who are in positions to create change, and people who are in positions to influence the kids and the folks that are coming up. And I would like to give an invitation for us to challenge ourselves to be more encouraging, be realistic, absolutely. But I just feel like this moment right now that God is creating in the earth, like with this opportunity that I have ahead of me, and everything that is going to come behind it, and as well as other opportunities that God is making available, gives us all an opportunity to create the change and to be the change. And instead of seeing the world as, okay, this is how the world is, that's how it's been, like our entire lives, or whatever the case may be, so that's just the way it is, No, I want to challenge. I would like to invite us to challenge ourselves to say, okay, well, if we can recognize that there is an issue, um, then then let's apply ourselves to create the solution. Um, and I know folks, I don't know who all has been tuned in to my specific journey, um, but I want to invite anybody who may have been tuned in and may be up on what I got going on. I want to invite anybody to reach out to me, um, and not to just see my situation as, okay, that's what bro got going on. That's just him over there doing him. Like, no, God is blessing me in order to be a blessing to others. You see what I'm saying? So with this move of God, it's like an opportunity for us all. Like, he's blessing me to be a kingdom financier. Like, to use what he's given me to create change and to and to bless others. So if we can recognize that there's an issue anywhere, it's like, then we can come together to create solutions. And let me I do that at the end of this video. But yeah, don't look at what I have going on, if you are tuned in and paying attention, as, okay, well, good for bruh. Like, look at it like, okay, well, let me tap in with bruh. Let me reach out to bruh. Like, he got the resources to make some things happen. So let's get together, brainstorm, and see what we can make happen. See what we can make happen. This is a open invitation for anybody to reach out to me. You can hit me up on Instagram. My IG is one, like the number one, not written out like one, but the number one, prophet, like a holy prophet, king. So one prophet king on Instagram. I really don't be on X like that, but you can reach me on X at Vinny Williams _ Vinny VINNY Williams _, or on my LinkedIn at Vinny Williams. Just look up Vinny Williams on LinkedIn and DM me, man, and let's come together and see how we can create change, how we can create opportunities for kids, even if it's for all kids, even if it's coming together to create new production studios that play by new rules. If it's, we got to come together and create new sports leagues, new whatever it takes to create these opportunities, so that when we do tell kids that they can be whatever they can put their mind to, we can really mean it and it can really be true. But at the same time, I do want to say, I get it. Like, preach the message that kids need to be realistic in their pursuits, or that the kids who will make it and become successful are the kids who put in the work, and the kids who are realistic with their potential strengths and qualities. And that's why I say in my message, like every day, I try to say to find yourself. What is it? How do I put it? Make sure you are finding yourself and finding your purpose. Because I do preach to, or not preach, but I do encourage the youth and the young folks coming up. To find yourself, get by yourself. Ask yourself, what do I like? What do I like? What do I love? What don't I like? What are my strengths? What is it about me that adds unique, different value from everybody else? Like, what is it about me that where I can hone in on the value that I bring and maximize it. So yes, I agree. Encourage the kids to be realistic in their pursuits, to make sure that they're giving, if the person next to them is giving 110%, to make sure that they're giving 1,000%, and to just be realistic. Like, as long as they can be realistic in their pursuits, make the right moves, put in the work, not give up, not get discouraged by failure, and keep pushing, because those are the ones who really have the potential to truly make it, are the ones who don't give up, the ones who don't get discouraged by failure, and the ones who like lock in, get real serious about whatever it is that they choose to pursue, and to keep going with it nonstop, 1,000%, and not giving up. And I feel like if we can preach that message, or send that message out to the youth, and we get together and we come together to create those opportunities. Is the world that we live in right now doesn't have to be the world that we live in 5 years, 10 years from now. If we come together and if we recognize a current problem and we work together to create the solutions, if we come together to create the opportunities for all kids, to the point where we can say, yeah, whatever you choose to pursue that's within your like realistic potential, and you give it your all, you can succeed. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. And it's not going to be because of, if you are successful, it doesn't have to be just because somebody in power pointed you out and said, oh yeah, that's the one, that's the person, or whatever the case may be. Let's recognize the power within ourselves, to be the change and to create the solutions. Like I said, whatever that might be, if we got to come together to create new production studios, if we got to come together to create the new Hollywood, if we got to come together to create the new popular sports leagues, whatever we got to do, God is making he's taking back territory in his kingdom, and he's he's creating new opportunities, and basically we can all come together, and God needs us in order to do it. We are his vessels. We are his children. We are the ones who bring his will to life and to fruition, so to speak. So I want to challenge us to take it upon ourselves. If we recognize there's an issue or place for growth, to not just resign to the fact like, oh, that's just the world. That's just the way that the world is. Like, it is what it is. So, like, let's just tell the kids, like, this is how the world is. No, let's tell the kids, listen, there's new opportunities. You can be whatever you want to be. If you apply yourself and you got the potential, like, and you're realistic in your pursuits, then you can absolutely do that thing. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's all I want to say about that. I want to invite anybody, my situation. If you are following along, whoever you may be, don't just look at my situation as, oh yeah, that's good for bruh. Like, awesome, congratulations. No, look at it like this is an opportunity for all of us to come together to create change and to create opportunities. We are all in this thing together. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to say that one more time. Instagram, number one prophet, holy prophet king, one prophet king. X, Vinny Williams _, and LinkedIn, Vinny Williams. feel free, man, to reach out to me. Hit me up if you got some ideas. Let's come together. Let's create opportunities. Let's be the change that we want to see. Be safe today. Stay out the way. Take everything one step at a time, one day at a time. Focus on finding yourself and finding your purpose, because yes, you can be whatever you want to be. God is going to make it so. It's a new day. Yeah. So focus on finding yourself. Focus on finding your purpose. I love you, King V, H&R.